Welcome to JPL Orange Cuisine, and today I'm critiquing the most magnificent chocolate, Lula's Chocolates. Lula's Chocolates is a company in California. They have a couple of stores out there that I haven't been to, but they are an online chocolate retailer, and you can buy chocolate from them, and they ship it to you, and then voila, you got chocolate. So in this review, I'm going to cover as much as I can, all the different types of chocolate that they offer, at least the ones I can afford. So let's get started. Now for these chocolate buttercreams that they sell, I opened it up and I noticed that all of their boxed chocolate has this little booklet. It's almost like the book of the chocolate. And it has like illustration and like a description of every type of chocolate that they sell. Really convenient, you know. Anyway, the buttercreams themselves, for me, I think these were too sweet. It was hard for me to eat more than one at a time. And by that I mean like my taste buds just didn't agree with them. You know, I could be hungry and eat one and then just be like, yeah, I don't think I want another. In a way, maybe that's a good thing, you know, if I was on a diet or something. But overall, I just wasn't blown away by the buttercreams. I just didn't think that they were phenomenal or anything like that. They were just okay at best. It was, honestly, I didn't really care for them, to be real. But, oh well. Now, for the truffles that they sell, these I thought were absolutely excellent. In fact, I was blown away by them. I think key lime was really my favorite flavor because they sell one of those. And there was a lavender kind, which I was kind of like meh about, like I wasn't too thrilled. But these were all, like, most of the flavors were absolutely excellent. They were sweet, but they weren't too sweet. They were smooth, and they kind of melt in your mouth. And, you know, they were just, you know, I don't know what a truffle is really supposed to be, but these were smooth and creamy and sweet, and, like, in a very balanced way. I 100% recommend these. I thought that they were just phenomenal, Now, the sea salt caramels I thought were very good. They were very tasty. They were very sweet. Of course, I mean, it's caramel. Of course, it's sweet. They were kind of overly sweet like the buttercreams, but they're smaller than the buttercreams, and they also have the sea salt on top, which the sea salt kind of balances out the sweetness of the caramel. So I didn't like these as much as the truffles, but I thought they were better than the buttercreams. They were pretty tasty. In fact, they were delicious, and I would totally buy these again. Now, the nut clusters were extremely good. I actually ended up liking them more than the caramel, but I don't think they were quite as good as the truffles. I did think that the dark chocolate ones tasted kind of better than the milk chocolate ones. I think on their website there might be a way that you can buy, if you want, just the dark chocolate ones. And I think if I were to buy the nut clusters again, I might choose that option just because the dark chocolate tasted better than the milk chocolate. Personally, I'm kind of like a milk chocolate type person. That's just who I am. But occasionally I do, you know, appreciate dark chocolate. And in this particular case, I think that the nut clusters just came out a little bit better with the dark chocolate variety. But, you know, just my opinion, I suppose. But these were very good. I would totally get the nut clusters again at some point. Now, Lula's also offers the box of Petite Truffles, which are these, like, they're kind of smaller than the regular truffles. They're all dark chocolate. They're all the same flavor. They come in a box of 20, and they're, you know, they're small enough that, you know, if you just want like a really little snack or something that's kind of tasty, you know, you can grab one and then just, you know, have only one if you want. It's, they were pretty good. I did like these. I thought the flavor was good. The only thing, you know, the only downside here is there's no variety because they're all the same flavor. But, you know, still, really tasty chocolate. So they sell a box of assorted chocolates, which I did try. I already tried all the chocolate, but, you know, it was kind of nice just to see that there's a way to buy like a box that has just a variety of everything in it. It's kind of cool, you know. Anyway, one of the confections they sell is this thing called a milk macadamia turtle. Now, you can also get this in dark chocolate, but I got this in milk chocolate. It's like a macadamia nut thing, and it's got chocolate, and it's got caramel. And I do like macadamia nuts, so I thought that this was really tasty. With the caramel and everything, it did seem like it was kind of on the sweet side, like it was almost a little too sweet, but not really too sweet. I mean, it was just a little too sweet. But I still liked it. I mean, still ate it, and it's still delicious. Now, among the confections, they sell this chocolate marshmallow. It has a pretty good taste. I thought it was kind of just a little too much for me to eat in one sitting because I couldn't finish it. Overall, I don't think it's the best confection that they sell, but I would eat it again. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible or anything. Now, for the Aloha Rocky Road that I tried, I thought that this was absolutely excellent. It's got like a little bit of marshmallow in there, and it's got like a little bit of chocolate, and it's got some macadamias. It was pretty filling. It was pretty sweet. It was just enough that I could eat in one sitting without feeling, you know, too full. I thought this was absolutely excellent. I love this dessert. I highly recommend the Aloha Rocky Road. Now, there's a pecan turtle that they sell, which is kind of like the macadamia nut turtle. it's the same idea. You got like some pecans instead of macadamias, some caramel, and then there's like a chocolate coating, and it's all pretty good. It's put together well. I remember the macadamia one I thought was like just a little too much, maybe just a little too sweet. With the pecans though, I don't know if it's because I'm a Texan or something. I mean, the truth is I love macadamias, I like pecans, but again, I mean, we have so many pecans here in Texas. I thought that this was like better actually than the macadamia nut one, even though I tend to believe that I actually like macadamias better than pecans. This actually just tasted better. I think it was just a combination. The pecans were really soft. They were really, like they were quality ingredients. They were prepared well, and it's just something about the flavor. It just came together in I think a better way than the macadamia nut one did. I liked it a lot. I would actually recommend this. I like the Aloha Rocky Road. Interestingly enough, a little bit better than this, but I think this is probably number 2 for the confections. It was absolutely excellent. Okay, so now time for some comparisons and conclusions. So for the confections, I think the Aloha Rocky Road and the Pecan Turtle were the best. The Macadamia Turtle and the Marshmallow Treat were okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that they were bad. They just weren't as good as the Rocky Road and the Pecan Turtle. The Buttercreams, I think, are the only thing I wouldn't buy again. But that's kind of based on my own palate. If you have quite a sweet tooth, you might end up liking them more than I did. But for me, these are just this just didn't agree with me in terms of taste, like the way that the rest of the chocolate that they sell does. The truffles are the one thing where I just put like wow in my notes. I just am absolutely blown away by them. They were delicious in every way, and really quality. And like with all the chocolate here, you can taste the quality, and it's just. I don't know what else to say except for, yes, please try them. Now, the Petite Chocolates, I bought them for the sake of completeness in a way. I knew that they were all the same flavor, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. But I'm actually glad I tried them. They were very delicious. They're all dark chocolate, but I'm okay with that because they were, tasty. I thought about it later, and I think that the Petite Chocolates are probably a pretty good idea if you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to take some chocolate into work and share it. Because the small size is tempting enough that even people who are like dieting around the holidays or something, they might be like, well, it's a pretty small chocolate. No harm in trying just one. And because they're all the same, there's no analysis paralysis if someone wants to, come along and try one. And, the small size and the large quantity in the box having 20 means that it's just easy to share with others if that's what you're looking for. Either that or if you're going to some sort of like a dinner party or something and you want a dessert where everyone can have a little piece and no one's going to be the fact that they're all the same also means that no one's going to be fighting over like the one like coconut thing or something, because sometimes that happens if you take like a box of chocolate somewhere. You're like you don't want people arguing over anything. So I think in some circumstances the Petite Chocolates are actually an excellent choice, and given the situation they might be absolutely perfect. So the Assorted Chocolates, again, I tried that even though all the chocolate in there was something I was trying already in other boxes. But, I like that option for, I don't know, let's say you wanted to give someone like a gift, gives them a chance to try a little bit of everything because they're bound to like something there as long as they like chocolate something. But anyway, that's that, I suppose. Now, the sea salt caramels, again, sweet like the Buttercreams, but I ended up liking them better. I think it's a solid choice. I think of all the things that I would try again. To me, caramel I'm kind of meh about. It's probably, to me, like the truffles and the nut clusters and other things, I'd buy them first, but I wouldn't, be heartbroken if I had some of the caramels. I mean, they certainly weren't bad. Now, the nut clusters, again, I like these more than the caramels. I didn't think they were as good as the truffles, but, if it's the type of treat for you, I think you'll like these. They're pretty good, pretty tasty, pretty delicious. And so I guess really now it's at the point of just trying to come up with some conclusions about the overall brand and the cost and such. So the Macadamia Turtle and most of the confections cost $8.50. The Marshmallow Treat cost an extra $1, so it was $9.50. And that's kind of pricey, but like with all the things here, there's you're buying quality. So I mean, I guess that's that. By the way, on the right side of the spreadsheet, I have a price per chocolate thing because there's different boxes with different quantities, and these come in different sizes, so the numbers might come out differently depending on how many you buy, and what size box you buy. But the truffle collection cost $32, as did the Buttercreams. Now the assorted chocolates that cost $71.50, but that was a 30-piece box. and there's a good selection in there. The sea salt caramels were $18.50 for a 9-piece box, and the nut clusters were $32 for a 12-piece box. Now, I ordered all this chocolate in 2 separate orders because I just can't eat chocolate at a super fast rate. It's one of my vices, I suppose. But in any case, in both times I ordered, the shipping came out to like over $30 because they only ship overnight. But when they do ship them, it comes with this like ice pack, which they put in there, like this cooling pack, which keeps the chocolate from melting. I live in Texas, so it stays, like even, we have hot days even just about any time. Maybe not January, it doesn't get too hot, but most of the year, it can get pretty hot out. So the chocolate here is very expensive. This is a high price point, and the shipping is also very expensive. When you add it all up, it's quite a bit to buy this chocolate. But I guess my conclusion here is that this is like a good brand to buy for like a special occasion, and the shipping kind of does ensure that you get it before it melts or it goes bad or anything like that. I did read one of the booklets that came with the chocolate, and actually, I'm sorry, I was checking online. I did look online at like a frequently asked questions thing that they have there, and they said they don't recommend refrigerating the chocolate, just keeping it at room temperature. The expiration dates were about a few months out, but it seems like the idea is you pay for good chocolate, you probably want to eat it while it's fresh. And in any case, I guess that's the thing. I wouldn't be buying this on a regular occasion, but I think if you've got something like, I don't know, if it's Valentine's Day or someone's birthday or something, and you want to splurge, I mean, this is a pretty good brand. It does taste really good. I think you're going to taste the difference. When you eat it, where your money's been spent. That's my opinion. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And other than that, I will see you next time. Stay tuned for more videos from JPL Cuisine. Video over!